What is going on, guys? Coach Ty here, and I'm with the lovely Coach Lori, and we have a special guest today, Coach Janice. We can't wait. We're going to be interviewing Coach Janice, but before we dive into that, we got to talk about some of the things that are going to be coming up here at CrossFit San Ramon. First things, January the 24th, we're going to be combining all of the end of the year holidays, coupled with a big one, Tim's birthday, the big 6-1. We're going to be celebrating on the 24th between 12 until 3. It's going to be a potluck. Obviously, if you guys come in advance, you could work out with us at advanced class, but it's going to be an amazing time, and we hope to see you guys all there. You got anything else to add?
No, that's cool. And today we can officially sign up to do the CrossFit Open.
Oh, there.
So we're my CrossFitters, and let's go. I'll sign up today after this. How about that?
All right.
I'm in.
You're in it?
I'm going to pretend I'm 60 plus. No, great. Choose your own adventure in the CrossFit Open. No, I'm still in the 45 to 49. It's okay. It's all good. Yeah, that'll be fun. It'll be potluck style. Bring your family, friends, our friends at Fortified Puzzle Piece. Everybody's invited. We like to do that. Yeah.
I almost want to say, so you went through our last anniversary week, and it was a potluck style, but that was an amazing time. So if it's anything like that, I'm looking forward to.
It will be. And then what's really cool is on Valentine's Day, we're doing Member Appreciation Day. So it's a 1-day version of that week you were talking about. I've got someone doing eye treatments, like mini facials and eye treatments. Ashley will be makeup by Ashley will be giving free lashes to women and doing some eye makeup. Iron Horse PT will bring the super high-end sonic wave. And then I'm hoping to get Lido for our body work, but I have to check with him. All three, I'll find and then I'll have really healthy treats for everyone the whole day. We'll say like 8:30 to 12:30. How about that?
That's a huge deal.
And then like Janice and I were like, Ashley, can you do our whole makeup? Because we go out tonight. Anyways, you're here for Janice, and we're all for it. So Ty, take it away.
All right, guys, let's get started. So, Janice, welcome. Thank you for being on the show. I'm sure you're a longtime viewer.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, this is like surreal right now that I'm actually in it.
But so that said, we're going to start out with a very, very simple first question. Let's jump right into it. Tell us about your athletic background growing up, as well in the high school, and things that you were doing sports wise and athletically. Basically, this your whole entire time. Want to hear about that?
I mean, it's not a lot. I mean, I didn't do a lot of sports as a kid. Really focused on school and, extracurricular activities, but not so much sports. But then in high school, I did run track and I played tennis all 4 years. Track was like my thing. I just found that there was a lot of, because there's so many different events in track, you can find something that suits you, right? And even though it's an individual sport, it is very team oriented still. And I did relays, I did like the sprinting relays. And so it was a lot of working with my teammates and stuff and practicing, handoffs and things like that. So that was a lot of fun. And I did long jump and triple jump and things like that. You would never know it based on how I run now. Because I always say I hate running, but that's because I hate distance running. And I hated this just sprinting and jumps. Yeah. So it's fun. And then tennis, I just picked up just for fun. It's just kind of a fun sport. My friends were doing it. And so I did that. And then I did, really once I got into college, I got busy with school again. When, I did that, went to law school and just was busy studying and stuff and really kind of fell out of working out and being active. And then, after having the kids again, like just never got back into it. So it wasn't until my kids were a little bit older that I found CrossFit. I tried a lot of different things and this is the only thing I found that I could actually stick with. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
What about 2 questions? Have you tried pickleball since you played tennis?
I have tried it. Certain people have tried to get me to play it. And, to me, I'm like, why don't we just play tennis?
We just mentioned.
Second of all, do you want to make it publicly known that you don't like distance and stop asking you to do high rocks with people? Like, she's like, I want to be on your team. She doesn't want to do it. Leave her alone.
I never say never. I just, never say never. I'm, open to trying things, all the time. And maybe someday I may like running. I did run a little bit during COVID when I couldn't come to the gym.
Yeah.
So I was like, I have to get out and do something. So I did get back into running a little bit, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah. Very cool. So what were so You had said relay. So what lengths were you doing for your relay?
4x100 and 4x200.
Alright.
Yeah, and it was a lot. That's a lot of fun. Like really working with 3 other people to do this race, and like you don't know like what kind of motivation you have when you have other people like counting on you to run that leg and not lose the lead. So it's really you'll run faster. Trust me when you have people depending on you. So yeah.
This isn't even in our whole conversation, but I always say that right there is basically one of the true secrets to running a business, having a partner, because we have become so comfortable with accidentally letting ourselves down. But when there's someone else on the line, it's like, no way, I can't let that other person down.
Yeah.
And that keeps that drive going. That's what being in a team does. I completely love that. Any like most memorable moment? Like a huge race that you may have thought that you guys weren't gonna win and you won, or like a highlight that just stands out completely?
I mean, there was one where, well, 2 things. One, we did do the relay 4x200 relay at the Stanford Invitational, and we did better than we thought we would. So that was a highlight, just going to Stanford and running on their track. And then the other one was just an individual. As much as I hate distance running, and you guys are gonna laugh because it's not even distance; it was 400. But I'm tired though. I think. But my coach was like, "You're gonna run this because you just need the conditioning, and it's good for you. Try it." So I just ran it, and I actually won because I was trained to always leave a little bit in the tank, right? Like no matter what and this is still how I work out now. I start slow and then I like sprint at the end if I can. So I was following the other people, just trying to stay a little bit right behind them. And I found that at the end I had a little bit left in the tank. So I sprinted and I won, and I was like,
Legit.
400.
That's pretty cool.
Hashtag distance. I'm gonna call that distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the 200. Okay. When I see the 400-meter runs, I'm like, oh, Jesus is massive.
400 is probably one of the hardest things you can do. Like go on sprinting it. Like
Crazy.
like running it like a 200-meter pace. Just
Yeah.
you're so gassed by the end.
I would say that is probably the closest way to get Fran lungs without doing Fran.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to sprint a 400. It's the equivalent. Like it takes everything.
That's
very cool.
All right. So you said once the kids got older, you tried other things, but then you found CrossFit. Like, what was your motivation to go find something, and then what kept you here?
So I knew I needed to get back into fitness, but like I said, I tried different things. What did I try? I don't remember. I definitely tried just going to the gym and doing it on my own, and that just didn't work. It just wasn't enough motivation for me. I tried like sort of like other classes, at the gym, and I didn't like those either. I have 2 boys, and as they were getting older and getting more athletic, I really wanted to be able to keep up with them. Go to their sports and do things with them. If they're playing soccer, be able to run around on the field with them. If they're whatever they were doing, I didn't want to be the sedentary person sitting there just watching them. I wanted to like help out. So, really, I got introduced to it by one of our other members, Nolene, because our boys were on the same soccer team. And I honestly, true story, she's probably gonna hate me for bringing this up, but I saw her carrying our team like tent onto the soccer field by herself. And that thing is like not light, right? It's like one of those big pump up canopy tents. She's carrying it. And I said, "Hey, do you need help?" And she's like, "No, I got it." And it was like a long distance that she carried all the way to the field. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she had been telling me about, CrossFit, and telling me, like she enjoyed it, and that people were really friendly. And I'd heard about it, but I was kind of intimidated at first because I never lifted before. So she's really the reason I came in, did the on-ramp with Tim, and yeah, I don't know, I just never turned back. Just
Cool.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
I love that.
Since you've been doing CrossFit, obviously, or just another random one. What is your least favorite movement? I know it's a random. Usually we ask, "What's your favorite?" But I'm just curious. What's your least favorite movement?
Besides long distance running.
Besides long distance.
Don't come to highlights tonight. There's plenty of meter runs.
Not like. I gotta say, I don't love Turkish get-ups. Because that just came to mind because I was on yesterday's workout. It's I know I should do them because I think they're very functional and good for you, but they are a challenge. They really kick your butt.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you started doing CrossFit based off of, obviously, you had seen another mom. She's over here killing it. What made you then get motivated to get your level one?
Um, Really just to like learn more about the movements and the philosophy behind CrossFit and just I was just love it so much. I wanted to learn more about it, and I got it during COVID, so I was like I had more time on my hands, and I was like, well, this is the best time now to do it, because I have a little more time, and they were offering an online version of the class, so I didn't have to take time away from my family to go do it. I could just do it on my own time, um, and so that was really it. And it was really good to learn more about like everybody likes squats, right? But there's so much more to just a squat that you never realize until you do the level one. That's like you can really fine tune your squat. So just things like that was really really interesting. So
Stuff. Stuff.
I love that. Would you do you ever consider like level 3, level 4? It's a lot of work. I don't consider level 3 because I'm level 1, 2 in ethics, and I feel like in Super Mario Brothers, I beat the boss on the stage. But like, what as you have more time, because you and I both have seniors, and people don't know this, but we're training for the games when our kids are off to school. You can catch us inside 6 days a week, fill up the ice bath. I'll bring the sauna. We just like, what are we going to do with ourselves when our kids are all like self sufficient? But have you ever given like, is there anything else in the realm of fitness, CrossFit, or otherwise that you want to continue learning, or do you feel like you still glean enough from just being a coach and stuff online and stuff like that?
yeah, I mean, I definitely want to learn more. There's a lot of different other courses besides just the levels 1 through 4. The nutrition and like I don't even know all of them, but there's a lot of different courses. It's I find that the people who teach the courses are really, really knowledgeable, and I always walk away thinking like, wow, I had no idea there's all this information existed. So yeah, I would be happy to learn more. I mean, although level 4 kind of scares me, yeah, because there's so few people have ever done it, right? It's very very hard. And level 3, I heard is a lot of studying and stuff. So I probably definitely have to have a lot more time to go do that one. But yeah, I mean, I think all the courses that CrossFit offers have been really, really helpful. And then in turn, I can use that knowledge to then help our members, right? Yeah, I use it all the time. I don't know about you, like I do all the time on our level 2. The information we learn from that, the ways to coach. If I get stuck on something, I'll still remember. Oh, I remember how they taught that. Let me try that. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of coaches and courses, we have a judges course for the open. It's that time of year. I just realized that. I'll be doing a little more testing this week to get that done. But yeah, I love that. I love that you were like, man, CrossFit's incredible, and I want to learn more about Glassman's methodology. Because it's like nothing has captured my attention before. And in terms of physicality, nothing has come up since that would pull me away.
Yeah.
Like I've added in high rocks to the gym because that was what everyone voted on. And I take it both days because I want to be CrossFit, barbell, and high rocks 6 days a week. Like put out that schedule. But I'm like just repeating the same thing and getting better at the same thing over and over to run a race. Right. So I guess for people that want structure, there's that. But I can't think of anything that comes close to last one's methodology yet. And I don't think we will. You ever feel like we'll just expand upon it, but we can't really replace it with something else? That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I've always thought that way about CrossFit. As someone else who's tried multiple avenues for their fitness, it's the only one that's not made this kind of a result physically, but also mentally. Like it definitely changed my entire life. And I have yet, even now that I've reached this point, I'm no athlete or anything special, but I would say that even now, with the knowledge that I have, and I look back on all of my roads, nothing has ever gotten me to how I feel when I do CrossFit. And so I completely find, yeah, it's nice to dabble in some of these other things, just kind of like, Yeah, that's no different than saying, okay, well, I'm gonna have some throw you with some sprinkles. But that's not my nail. That's not my cornerstone. I'm not laying my life off that. Yeah, but so CrossFit will always be my number one go to because there is nothing that combines lifting with metabolic conditioning and gymnastics, and not only that, being in it now for 6 years, which may seem like a long time to some. There are some who've been doing it 20 plus. I'm still nowhere near the level of proficiency that I can reach. I would still be novice in this. And that's why I also love CrossFit because there's continual growth over time. Like there will never be a stopping point. Like I can't walk on my hands 5 feet, stop midair, do a handstand push-up and walk across the football field. So, and there are athletes who can. Yeah. And so that is that reminder that CrossFit is it's almost like an unlimited ceiling with uncovering your human potential in fitness.
That's why I like it too. Yeah, it's just exactly that. It's like, there's so many levels of it that, that's the other thing. It's for everybody, right? You can start as a beginner who has, whatever mobility or other issues that you might have to like the CrossFit Games athlete, right? There's such a huge spectrum and every person can participate in it.
Yes.
Like so many other sports where that's just not possible, right? Like if you want to be a runner, not everybody can do it, because they might have some certain issues that prevent them from doing it. But CrossFit, it's really is for everybody. And then in watching the people who are, more advanced than you, it's always inspiring. And, like there's always more you can work on. That motivates me, right? Because, I'm always like, oh, there's this new thing I didn't know about. I need to work on this or I need to work on that. Some people might find that discouraging, but I find it like motivating, right? Yeah,
exactly. And it keeps it interesting.
Exactly. Yeah.
It keeps it fun.
That's not true. And I love what CrossFit HQ has done for adaptive athletes.
Yeah.
It's like we'll have a member that has an injury and they're in a boot. So we put that foot on a skateboard so they can row. And you see the stuff like we're always trying to find ways to keep whatever parts of the body is working active. And they can, you can compete at any level. Scaled, what is it? There's adaptive, then there's scaled, then there's novice. I can't remember foundations. Yeah, there's all these different things going on in the games. You're like, fantastic, because we tell everybody all the time, CrossFit really is for everyone. You can do it no matter where you are. Find a good gym that will meet you where you're at. And it's a true story. It's not like we're just like, we just want you to come work out here.
Yeah.
No, really, it's amazing. And you're like, we're going to get bored and you're never going to arrive at everything. And you're like, I'm done. Like, that's it. Like, it's like that health journey. Or there's no end point. Like, you just keep getting better and growing with it or finding a new thing that you're pushing for. So,
and doing a new thing that you never thought you could do, before.
Yeah.
Even after this many years, I'm still doing things that I like, oh, I never in a million years thought I would do that, and it's an amazing feeling,
Yeah. That too. And even still, like there's still like workouts that we get done where I still like, oh my God, dude, I still feel accomplished. You freaking killed it today.
Yeah.
Like I still get that even after all these years. Like it's still, there's times where it still feels like day one, as I like to say. Yeah, like day one CrossFit feel where it was hard as hell, but once you were done, you're like, this could be it. This could be the thing.
Yeah.
So I still get that.
All right. So it's New Year 2026. Right now we're like halfway through the month. But that being said,
it's almost already Christmas.
It feels like it. Tim's birthday, Christmas. Like back to that. It's everything in the middle so fast. Did you set any fitness or health goals and or for 2026 for you personally? Like what?
Not really, because like New Year's goals don't really work for me. I want to just try. I mean, it sounds cheesy, but I want to just try to be the best version of myself all the time. So, I'm gonna. It's a work in progress. It's not like there's this one goal that I'm gonna meet. Right? Obviously, just overall coming in and being consistent is my number one goal. It's just coming in as often as possible. That's like half the battle. It's just being here and being able to show up. But yeah, I don't really set like goals like that. But consistency, yeah, because that's that just works for me. Yeah.
Why?
Hmm?
Why does that work for you?
because I like to be able to adapt, right? So if I set a goal and I can be very hard on myself. So if I set myself a goal and I don't hit that goal for some reason, because because for a reason, then that'll be discouraging for me. So what works better for me is to constantly be adapting to a new goal, right? Like or new, just trying to adapt to new things. And I set kind of smaller goals, right? So maybe not a big New Year's goal, but I'm constantly setting myself small goals with individual movements that we're doing in the gym, right? So I'll say, okay, right now I'm going to work on double unders, right? So for the next several weeks, I'm just going to make it a point to practice double unders after class or before class. Once I'm done with that, I do the next thing. I'm going to work on, wall balls, whatever it is, the things that I identify that I need to work on. I'm just constantly setting a small goal, just saying, okay, I'm going to work on this, or doing extra cardio after class, or whatever it is. Those are more the types of goals I set for myself, small things throughout the year that I think that I can actually meet and achieve, versus these big ones, because, I still have, kids I'm trying to raise and a job. And so, if I set these big ones, I feel like sometimes I put too much pressure on myself, and then when I don't do it, it's like, well, what did I even achieve all year? Well, I still did achieve stuff, right? I don't want to be that hard on myself. So I have smaller goals.
Yeah.
It was one big goal.
I was gonna say, yeah, I remember, years seeing you like, hey, I'm working on my push-ups, or I'm working on this and that. Like, obviously, like you said, never like something like super crazy, like I'm gonna lose 100 pounds or something. But
Right. Or
you've always had, okay, so that makes sense, because you're still getting other things done regularly, where it's like, I don't want to lie to myself, I'm not going to get this, and freaking beat myself up when you shouldn't have to. It makes sense.
But when I have more time, maybe setting a bigger goal of like doing some sort of competition or a race or whatever, that kind of thing, going to the games or small goal.
That brings us up. So what? Okay, well, we're going to go completely off the script, but we've only been talking for literally about 20 minutes. So now we're going to ask random questions. But these aren't the rapid fire ones. This is just to kind of keep the conversation going. So what does retirement look like for you? How do you see yourself living? Are you going to be doing a lot more traveling? Or are you going to be doing, well, like what's that look like?
Definitely traveling is big on my list. And just I would, and when I'm not traveling, I would love to honestly be more active. I come to CrossFit almost every day for an hour. I would love to do it more. Like I said, working on some of those skills that I'm trying to work on, I would love to have more time to do those things, right? And then, or if I want to pick up running, like I need time to do that, right? I'd love to have the time to do that. So really trying to be active what's what makes me, aside from being with my family, just makes me the happiest. It's getting out there, trying different things, doing sports, whatever it is. That's what I envision, and then traveling, and as much as possible.
Has this love for activity gone out? Is everybody in your family active based on your example? Like, would you say that
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Brett's pretty active, and we both really wanted to instill that in our kids from the moment that they were younger. I just felt like if I instilled that in them, then maybe this would be more of a habit instead of something they forcing themselves to do.
Yeah.
Become part of their daily lives, right? And I think right now, so far that's the case. They go to the gym almost every day. Even when they're not in sports, they're going and staying active. So that's, hopefully I accomplish that. And then when they become adults, they can carry that with them. Yeah.
Very interesting. Good stuff.
So speaking of kids, an example, you are like the epitome of the importance of women's strength. Like you come in, you're not afraid to lift heavy. You lead by example, and women are like, she's healthy, she's fit, she looks amazing. And what I love, because I see the backside of it, is your sons are heavy hitters in lifting and strength movements as well. So what was that like as a mom of sons to be like, hey, I Did you feel a responsibility of like adding that strength in and showing that aspects of things that are important for health and longevity for them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I felt, as a mom of boys, a responsibility to show them that, women are capable of doing these things too, right? It's not just lifting isn't just a sport for men, it's for guys. And, to this day, we bond over it, we'll tell each other when we hit PRs and stuff, and we're like, I'll tell them, I'll be like, well, I can PR 1 pound on my back squat, whatever, and so I love that I can set that example for them that, that, you know, that their mom isn't afraid to do the same things that they do, basically.
I love that.
Everything they do, I can do also. Right? Yeah.
And you do it really well. Your deadlift's impressive. All your lifts are impressive. But I look at Janice's deadlift, I'm like, slow down there. You're good. I love that. I love what you did for your sons, and as they continue to grow and they choose that family someday, that is such an example that money can't buy, right? The things that we do for our kids or to show them or to prove to them or to just help them see what's important are huge. Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. I love that story.
So obviously you're a lawyer. What were some of the struggles, obviously, raising a family and being a lawyer? Because that's a success driven job where you're constantly moving up and you have high goals. You obviously chose to pursue a very prestigious career as opposed to choosing just to raise my kids. What was the hardest part in that of having such a demanding job and raising a family for you?
Yeah, definitely it was very challenging. Just balancing everything. I'm grateful that I've always had, jobs that allowed me to work remotely, not always having to be in the office.
Nice.
That helps a lot. I mean, props to all the moms that had to do it back then when they had to go in the office. I just don't know how they do it, right? You have to drop off your kids, at 8, pick them up, at 2:30. That's not the end of the workday. How are you supposed to do that? It's like, it's challenging, but definitely technology has helped me do that. Being able to be on the phone, in the car sometimes or whatever, while the kids are in the back seat, that kind of thing. But just it was never an option for me. I always wanted to do that. My mom was a working mom as well, and just always wanted to do that. And again, same thing, just wanting to set the example for them that, we can do it all. It's not easy, and there's definitely a lot of challenges, but you can work, raise your kids, be fit, you can do it all. Just have to manage your time and really put your mind to it,
Yeah. Time management and being real with yourself that it's all important. So we're not letting any of it go. That's the thing too. Like so many parents, men and women, are just like, I can't work out anymore. I'm just too busy. And I'll be like, did you do a time audit? Did you really have you really checked every pocket of time? Like on your lunch break, can you give me a mile, like 20 burpees and drive and fit? Like whatever it is. Like we always feel busy all the time, even when we're not, because we're juggling so much as working parents. But the thing that we always think about and is just like, well, if I don't take care of myself, I'm no good to them if I die from poor health and stress. Like that's what I tell. Like it's like, yeah, I would definitely love to get the extra hour of sleep or just go out to dinner instead of food prepping. But like I also want to work out and cook food for my family and enjoy healthy stuff and just like be here as long as I know I can for what I can do on my end. Right. So it's a big plan for my lifespan, but at least I'm not doing anything to speed up the end of it for me. And so
yeah, exactly.
yeah, we have to find pockets and or days of the week. Like some parents are weekend warriors, I call them, because they'll literally put on a rucksack and walk around while their kids are practicing t-ball. But that's right. Like we have to find a way to make it work. Because I don't know about you, but for me, or you also, like my workouts are like my mental health state, keeping up with life. Like, yeah. When I miss a day or take a rest day, it's sort of like crazy today. Like even if I go for a walk, I'm like, that didn't quite do it for me. But your body needs it here and there. But yeah, so it's an amazing example for everyone, your children, your extended family and friends, people watching. Like life is busy, but don't forget to take care of yourself.
Yeah, I've been on both sides of it. So I've been on the side where when my kids were younger, I was just so exhausted at the idea of going to the gym or working out just seemed impossible, right?
Oh yes, you're so tired.
But then if that feeds on itself, you're tired, and then you're more tired, and you're like you never like break out of the cycle. And then once I started doing CrossFit consistently, I realized that the benefits I get out of it are so much greater than the hour that I have to put into it, right? It's like because my energy levels are better. I'm more sane. I'm happier. Like I feel better. I just and therefore my whole mood will be better, right?
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, on the days where I am so busy and I'm like, there's no way I can even do this workout. I just tell myself, just show up, just show up. Okay. Like, don't even think about what the workout's going to be or what you're going to do. Just show up. Cause I know that afterwards I will feel better. Like no matter what I did, right?
Yeah.
No matter what I did, if I had to scale the workout, whatever, I'll still feel better afterwards. Right. So yeah, I just drag myself in here and try to see the expression on my face. Like, want to be here,
Expression. I know Janice expressions very well. Not say words. Always just a certain look, and I know it's like, oh, that's how she feels. Okay, this is a good day. Oh, she's not gonna want to hear that one. Keep telling.
But I've never left regretting having come. I've always been like, oh, no, right,
That's a good point. I've had many regrets not showing up. I've had zero regrets
when you show.
just showing up and I feel like absolute garbage and don't want to be there that day. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. I don't know how that works, but
Every time.
And I was going to say something else that I like how you kind of phrased it is an ROI term. Like, yeah, the 1 hour investment, you get way more on that back end. Like, I'm not going to tell you to go invest in real CrossFit stock, but on the actual investing in the CrossFit workout and how that's going to help at the end of each month and each year, if you're doing that every single time. And like you said, whether you're scaling or not, those are going to be things that are going to compound tremendously, way more than how hard that hour may feel. It's going to change everything.
Yeah.
Dude, I've gotten that. I completely stand on that. So we got a time machine. You get to go back to 21-year-old Janice and tell her everything. What advice and tips would you give her to reach this point that you've reached? What would you tell her right now?
Well, yeah, get off your butt and go work out. I when you're younger, you already you're relying on the youth to feel good, right? You're like, oh, I'm young, I can get zero sleep and I'm fine the next day, or I can, still work out even though I haven't worked out in years. I can still go do a sport because you're only 21. I wish I could tell that version of myself to start earlier, because the dividends would have paid off. And then I wouldn't have had years of not having been active and feeling tired and no energy and lethargic and who knows where I would be now, right? So fitness is. I wish I had started it, a lot earlier in life. That's for sure. That's the one thing I wish I could go back and change. Yeah.
There you go. If anyone else is listening, and if you're not working out, that may be what you need to hear as you're going into the new year. Stop making excuses. The time to start is now. It's like the best time to plant a freaking tree was 20 years ago, and if you didn't, right now, today.
Yeah. But that being said, it's never too late to start either.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't start till my 40s, and I still am getting a lot out of it. And we have members who start even later. We're still getting something out of it. So it's never too late. Yeah. That's ready to wrap this one?
Yeah, we're ready to get into some of the questions. All right, I'm gonna start off pretty easy. You're a regular Carmen, San Diego. What's your favorite place to travel?
I'm currently sick. That was fantastic. I was like, that's best.
Well, Italy, and then I recently went to Portugal. So right now I say Portugal because
highlights. Why does Portugal stand out?
The food, the people, the scenery. It's just the people I really love. They're just friendly and funny. Really good sense of humor. That's important, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can be
I
good.
think they use that charm when they took over Brazil. It was all smiles. They didn't even know it was coming. I kid. I kid.
You're so funny. Favorite family vacation, the kids and everything. What's your favorite memory of you, Brett, and the boys?
A couple of years ago, we all went to Italy and Greece, and we took my mom as well. A lot of great memories there. Again, a lot of it revolving around food, but just yeah, yeah. So like you could see their smiles getting bigger as the trip wore on, just because they were enjoying themselves so much. So that was just that's the best.
No, I'm just, so no. Next one. Serious note. Serious note. Where if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? Anywhere you
Um, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with California. Like don't really want to move out of California. This is my comfort zone. So, you know,
want.
but I haven't been anywhere yet that I said, where I said I really want to live here over where I currently live. So, yeah,
that says a lot. That means this is just like your community, your people, your.
it's just a beautiful place too.
It's really cold though. I'm gonna add this winter. We have to stop. We don't pay high taxes for this kind of winter. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's
Awesome. What is your favorite dish? Because you've traveled all over. And
gosh, that's
like if you had to eat one thing over and over and over again, you'd be like, I can do that.
Well, it's like dessert. So like that wouldn't give me enough nutrition, right?
oh, this is just fun.
It's a gelato. Oh, could we add espresso to it and make it an affogato?
That too. Every form of gelato. Gelato with the whipped cream on it. Gelato with espresso on it.
Rude.
Yeah.
Okay.
What more? You got protein, fat, and caffeine. Are those the three food groups?
Yeah.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Janice. No, the whole thing else is amazing.
Real gelato though,
Real.
Yeah. In Italy.
Remember the tip? If it's all like crazy, fancy, whatever, built up, it's crap. And if it's the not as bright, vibrant colors and lower in the thing, it's
You can't even see it. So you have to just trust that it's gonna be good.
You want to get authentic gelato, but in Half Moon Bay?
You'll have to tell me.
I'll tell everybody. I can't remember the name of the extra branch. And it's literally, there's an Italian restaurant on the corner, and kitty corner, it says gelato and espresso. And you'll know him because he has a very fantastic French accent. He makes everything by hand. And like in the traditional sense, right? And yeah, it's just like when you're eating it in Europe and you don't feel icky from the sugar. And in Europe, sometimes I eat too much sugar and I be like, oh my God, I'm ready to die. And then you have this gelato, you're like, that was lovely.
Yeah, I'm not even a sweets person, but real gelato, I could eat every day. Just
okay. My stomach's only growling because I haven't had breakfast yet. So, but the gelato story helped. No, like I'm so hungry right now.
Last question. If you could have dinner with anybody dead or alive and ask them anything you want, anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
You've asked me this before, and I said I can't think of anyone.
Well, now you have to think of someone.
You're talking to so serious.
I don't know. Can I?
Let me ask some random questions. Who's your favorite actor? You yourself, personally, one of your favorite actors.
Gosh, I don't even have one.
You got a favorite music artist? A favorite band?
I've got a lot of favorite music artists.
Let's name a couple.
They're like top 5.
Who's your top 5?
Michael Jackson.
I give every Asian love you, Michael.
You want to talk to him and see what really happened in his life? I don't know.
I'm wondering if I could, but I don't know.
Who's your favorite artist?
I don't think it would be that interesting.
What if he touched you?
I love the story.
You would really know.
I don't think he would be honest about it.
He has to be. Like,
he's dead. You can't find out more.
This person is going to tell you everything. Like, it could be Oppenheimer. Like, hey, what's the truth of the A bomb, bro? Be like, well, this is a real plan. Just because anyone asks him. Like this is that. Like you're gonna get the hang on.
List of people that
Like it could be like Jesus be like, hey, what were you really trying to say in your parables? Oh, damn! Like that.
It would probably be somebody in like Roman times because I think that period of time is really interesting. I just want to know more about like what things really were.
that's legit.
Maybe like maybe Julius Caesar.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah. Because I don't think we really know. I don't even really know what things were like.
all right.
We think we know, but we don't.
You know, right?
So somebody from the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Is what we'll say. Okay.
A period of time what I find interesting. Yeah.
Can I get your other 4 favorite artists? I'm just curious.
Just whatever. I subscribe to your podcast.
Lady Gaga. Okay. Yeah. I like people who are different, you know. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know if Madonna would be my top 5, honestly. Maybe. Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston, H&M.
Mm-hmm. Who else? Like bands, like Dave Matthews Band. Or in the older times, like Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, dude, you're taking back to the 1900s.
Maybe I have 1 to 5. I don't know.
It's okay.
Rush. I don't. Yeah, there's more.
It's some Rush out there.
We should go turn on Pandora and just hang out, guys.
Tom Sawyer. Deal down. I like it.
You like Britney Spears, despite all the breakouts she has on TikTok, she's going back on tour. Oh, I'll see her. I hope they don't give her any big knives to play with on stage like she does when she in her underwear flinging around like she's about to kill an invisible person. That's scary. Yeah, when I almost 18-year-old daughter. For how do I know this? That's how I know this. She's like, she's going on tour. I'm like, the hell she is. I'm like, scared. Good videos.
Hey, living proof that you could still just keep living your dreams.
Yeah,
I'm not going on tour. I'm gonna play with knives and then I'm going on tour. What?
If you make me scream, she can. You can do it.
Artists do what they want.
They do.
Right there.
When you talk with them, they have to be honest. Remember that if kids you get asked again. All these girls to imaginary scenarios.
That's the way. That's how it's supposed to be done. You gotta lay out all the guardrails first, and then it's okay. Now I can answer. Really good.
Yeah, I gotta really think. Yeah, I gotta really think about that then.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
That's all I got for you. Anything that you want to add?
I don't think so. This was fun.
That's why you're awesome. It was so much fun. All right, Santa Ramon, you know what you need to do. You need to stay classy and consistent. We'll tell you every time for 53 episodes now. The ground rules: stay classy, stay consistent. We're not saying with what, just say it. That's all.
Barack Obama or George Bush?
Oh my God.